So my husband and I were done having kids. We were ready, like, to just get it over with, make sure it never happened again. You know, he was going to get a little, and I was going to get a little, tube tie. Like, I was, like, 9 months postpartum. My son is 9 months old. And I was not prepared because I was like 3 days before my period was supposed to start. And I was like, I DoorDashed some Taco Bell. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and play it on the safe side because I had a weird dream. And I was like, and I've been feeling some weird symptoms and I've been through this stuff before. I was like, so I'm just going to go ahead and ease my mind and take one. It's probably going to be negative. Guarantee it's probably going to be negative. And I was like, but I'm just going to take one to be on the safe side. Needless to say, it took a while, and I mean a while, for me to even get to my Taco Bell because I chose to take the test first. The test was a very, very strong line before I was prepared. It was the first line that popped up, to be honest, and it was... I had a full-fledged panic attack when I was at home dealing with my 2 children because I'm a stay-at-home mom, and my husband was at work and he was going to be coming home soonish, and I was like, how do I deal with this? I didn't know. I mean, with all my other pregnancies, because I've been pregnant 4 times now, I have been pregnant literally every single year, even if it was only a short time in one of those years, but I have been pregnant every single year since 2019. 2024 was supposed to be my year, okay? That was my year because I had my son back in April of 2023 and I was happy and I was good. Now he's 10 months old and I'm like 10 weeks pregnant. It was not ideal. Full-fledged panic attack, telling my neighbor. She brought over another pregnancy test. I took another pregnancy test. That one was like a Clear Blue, and I never really take Clear Blue. I've always relied on First Response just because of how many times I've been pregnant. First Response is always the one that always gives me the correct answer, and really early too. I don't know what it is. I know some people rely on Clear Blue, but I have never been one to rely on Clear Blue. The Clear Blue was negative. I was like, oh, okay, that doesn't make sense. Why would I have a false positive? Things happen, can happen. And so I went out and I used another one of her Clear Blue first, and it was a digital. That said negative, but I had also been drinking a crap ton of water to try and make myself have to pee, so I diluted the HCG. Well, then I went to Walmart and I got another packet of tests, and I got a packet of 4 tests, I believe. Came back, waited a few hours, I think it was like 3 hours, and I finally took another test, and I wasn't drinking like any fluids because I was like, crap, I can't dilute this again. Yeah, that one was positive. And every other test after that was also positive. I went to the hospital maybe a week later due to like stomach pains and other stuff, and I was like, oh dear God, here we go. And the people at the hospital were like, oh, your urine test is saying you're not pregnant. I was very confused. I'm like, I'm sorry, can we do a blood test to be sure? Because I'm pretty sure all of my like 8 tests at home were not lying to me. And she was like, yeah, I mean, I guess sure we can, but if the urine test isn't saying that you're pregnant, then you're probably not. I get home after the hospital and finally get the blood test in, and it said HCG levels at 52. I called the hospital and I was like, hey, I need to understand what's going on. Well, they were like, well, we can't really give you anything over the phone. So I had to call my doctor's office, and I was like, hey, can you give me some kind of information as to what's going on? They were like, you're going to have to call your OB's office. So I called my OB's office that I had with my son, and they were like, oh, yeah, girl, you're definitely pregnant. Just whether or not it took or not, whether or not it was a chemical, pregnancy, which they call chemical pregnancy, whatever. They were like, we don't know yet, so we're just going to have to kind of wait and find out. We can send you in for another blood test and kind of check your HCG levels in the next couple days because they should, like, triple by then. I was like, okay, cool. I go in, my HCG levels were at 500 and, hold on. Yeah, so this one was collected on the 17th, and it was 555 of January, my bad, 17th of January. A few days later, on the 23rd, I got another blood test to try and see if everything was still moving upward, and this was my levels. Yeah, needless to say, at that point, they were like, oh yeah, you're definitely pregnant. No doubt, everything's going up like it's supposed to. At that point, they were a little higher than, the average point at that gestational age. I don't know what you want to say. But my HCG levels were higher than they, I guess, normally are at that point. So we were like, okay, well, let's just make sure it's not a a tubal. Let's make sure it's not, twins. Like, they're just going to do an ultrasound and make sure everything's okay. Well, we did, and one baby. We found one baby. Heart rate was 182 BPM, and then everything looked good. Everything looked normal. The baby was like moving around, like his little tiny arms. Not really arms yet. But yeah, it took it took until the ultrasound that I was like finally like, crap, I'm gonna have another kid. And I'm still not fully okay with it. But I'm dealing. I'm processing, because in mine and my husband's minds, there's no other alternative. We were told, if we didn't want another kid, or we shouldn't have another kid, that maybe we could adopt, maybe we could, other options. Not something that we are okay with doing, because we have 2 other kids, and that kid's gonna look like our 2 other kids. So it's like, looking at our kids, it's like, how could we do that to one of them? Answer is, we can't. We could never do it. So there's no way we're doing that. So it's like, there were no other options. There were no other ways to look at this. It's just, we're pregnant. We're dealing with it. Even though it was not in the plans, we're dealing with it. Keep in mind, now more than ever, my husband is going to get a little snip, because we're not doing this again. I'm not doing this again. I had a traumatic experience with my son when I was giving birth to him 10 months ago. And I'm never doing it again, okay? At least not after this. But whatever, I digress. Whatever happens, happens, and I'm trying to live with that. I'm trying to be okay with it. And I have been told so many times, some people have such a hard time getting pregnant. Some people struggle so hard. And I'm like, I get that. And I'm really sorry, and I wish that I could just give all these people my fertility. My bad. I wish I could give people my fertility and just throw my eggs to people, and they would not be, my eggs. And I just wish it was possible to just transfer all of the abilities that I got going on in here to other people. I would do it. I would do it in a heartbeat. I got my period at 9, dude. Like, I've been doing this crap for forever, okay? I know I'm only 20, not even 24 yet, but like, I've been doing this stuff for a while. I think I'm good. I don't want to keep doing it, okay? I would gladly give it up to not experience another pregnancy, but oh well. We're having to do it. We're having to go with it. Moving forward. Am I right? Am I right? Yeah, we weren't going to tell anybody until the 2nd trimester began, but it's been kind of slipping out of people, and they've been kind of just accidentally sharing that information. But it's okay. I'm not mad. I'm not angry. God has his own plan. I'm just going to kind of stick to that. So I guess since I logged my entire pregnancy with my son, because that was supposed to be my last pregnancy, I will do this again. And this time, it'll be my last pregnancy. And I can guarantee that, because I will make sure either my husband gets a little snip, or I'm getting a little snip, cut, cauterized, all the things, because I'm done. And when I say I'm done, I'm not kidding. So hopefully y'all enjoy the little process, the little experience here. If you like to follow along with pregnancy journeys, I'd be happy to share. You have any questions? I'm here for it. Because 3rd time's the charm, apparently. Some people like to tell me that 3 is the lucky number, but I really don't believe that. I feel like it's going to be the number from hell, in my opinion. But who knows? You never know. It's fine. Anyway, hope y'all have a good day. Hope you have a good week. And enjoy my my little panicking moments that are going to be on here. If you want to follow along, please do. I could use a friend throughout this experience, because I'm horrified. And we are finding out the gender, because my husband and I just can't wait for that kind of stuff. No, we don't plan on doing like a big gender reveal. And yeah, I'll let y'all know when I find out. Y'all have a good day.